Good day, everyone. So here we are. We have this Craftsman snowblower. So it's pretty common, and even though it's a Craftsman, many snowblowers are exactly the same as this. So there's no mystery about it. So you might have had an occasion where you go to blow some snow and you engage your auger and nothing happens. Okay? So you're wondering, well, what's wrong? Could be two things, like two very basic things. So the first thing might be there's some shear bolts on the auger itself. There's one here and one here. So if you hit something or something went in there, those bolts are designed to break or shear off. So then the auger won't spin anymore. So that could be it. So check those bolts. And the other most common thing, of course, is the drive belt for the auger. So we'll get into that because it's really simple to get at. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So here we go. All right, so we have some assistance today. But anyways, let's get rolling here. The first thing that we need to do is to take off the shroud that covers the belts. And really there's only two little bolts. Everything's pre-loosened, so we just have to take this out on that side. And then come over here. And there's one here. So we're just gonna unscrew those and we'll pop this off. So there's two on that side, two bolts, and one bolt over here. And you shouldn't have to take off the chute. Should be able to just pull that out of there, hopefully. There we go. Voila, now we have access to the pulleys and the belts. And so the biggest problem here, to get these belts off, you're wondering, well, how do you do that? Because we have this, there's a bolt here and another one over here, which are very close to the belt, so you can't get that off. All we need to do is loosen these up, and you'll be able to angle them out, and we'll be able to get the top of the belt off. So we'll do that. Okay, so we have the top of the belt off now, and so this is the next little issue, which is going to lead us to the next step. And I'll show you with the light here. Down in here, hopefully we can see, there's some brackets down here. Basically, they're really close to the belt, so you can't pull the belt off. If you can see it there, there's a couple of them. So what we need to do is simply, there's a bolt on this side, right here. So we have to take this one out, and there's one on the other side. So let's take those out, and then we're gonna show you what happens. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we need to take out this bolt here. And then come over here, and there's another one on the other side. So there's only two bolts, so one on each side. And now the magic happens, because you just come up here and you just press down and it rotates the whole unit out. So it frees up everything so you can, well, it gives you access, I should say. And then the next step is there's this pulley here, or yeah, this pulley. So you have to take this nut off, and it's all pre-loosened. We went through this already. So it's pre-loosened, and you might have to get a pry bar. We'll do a little kind of like a demo on that. You may have to tap this a little bit back and forth, maybe use a little bit of WD-40, but it will come off. So yeah, so get that nut off, voila. And then I'm not gonna lie, it took a little bit of effort to get this off, but of course it's loose, so it should come off, possibly. Voila. And then one thing to remember too, when you put this back together, for me anyway, whether I'm gonna end up doing this again one day or someone else, you might want to put a little bit of grease on here so it doesn't rust. Much easier to get off in the future. So, but anyways, we're all set to go here. Okay, so we have the pulley off, and as I mentioned, put a little bit of grease on there. And when you put this pulley back on, there is a little key in there. It has to go on a certain way. So we'll line that up. And plus you have to have the belt on the pulley. Otherwise you won't be able to get the belt on after. So we'll go ahead and put that on. So you just have to turn it, find the right spot. It should start going on. And you might have to hit it. And then just get your nut on there. You know, as far as the torque spec on this, I'm not really sure, but I would imagine it's probably between, you know, I really don't know. I'm gonna say like at least 40 foot-pounds, maybe 50 might be the end result. I'm not sure, but just tighten it up good if you don't have a fancy torque wrench. And then once we get this on, we're going to talk about over here. This is called the tensioner. It has a spring in there, some adjustments, and we'll get that set up. That'll be the next sort of step. Once this is tight. So that's looking good. So you have to loosen this tensioner nut on here so it moves around, just like that. Okay, so just a quick little recap. Before we put the pulley on, make sure the belt's on the pulley, slide it on, tighten it down. Make sure that this tensioner is loose, like this, so we can do some adjustments after. And what we're going to do is start rotating the, I guess the snowblower back together. And there's this spring-loaded thing here, and you have to make sure the belt is on the inside of that. You don't want it on the outside, or else it's going to get messed up on you. So slowly bring it together. It's on the inside. Yep, looking good. And once you have it together, so that's the bolt, the first bolt that holds the whole unit together. Should be another one there, I think. Is there two on that one, or just one on the other side? So there's that one, this one over here. Okay, so we're all set up here. Everything's sort of in place. So now, we just need to get the belt over top, which it looks like it's going, hopefully. Okay, that was a little trick there. You saw how it rotated? Basically what we did is pulled on the handle and rotated the belt on, if you saw that. So we're all good. Now it's just a matter of setting up this tensioner properly. I'm gonna guess you just need to put some gentle pressure on it. So just maybe do like an initial tighten down a little bit, and then just go and check on your control lever that engages the so that kind of looks like it's going to do. It feels like it's going to tighten up really good. So yeah, well, looks good. Okay, so just as a little test, we think we have the tensioner in the right position. So the auger's not engaged right now, so it's a little bit loose. And if you pull on the cord, so the belt should be basically slipping. It should not be moving, right? See how it's just sitting there and this is rotating around? But if you engage the auger and start pulling, now everything's moving. So that's a good sign you have it pretty close. It might take a little bit of an adjustment, but we're pretty close, and I think we're good. And the end thing is, don't forget to tighten down these bolts here, this guy and this guy, Because remember, we have to loosen those to get the belt off. Otherwise, you'd never get the belt off that top pulley. And just snug them up good. You don't have to go crazy. And I think for now, I mean, you guys are all smart enough. So what we're gonna do is we'll do a little bit of testing. We're gonna leave the shroud off, make sure it's working properly. And then once that's done, we'll put the shroud on. And again, it's just like a bolt here, and I think 1 or 2 over there, probably just 1. So we'll put that shroud back on, and pretty much that'll be it. Oh yeah, don't forget to tighten down all the big bolts holding the whole front on here. That's a good thing to do. Okay, so we're all set. We're gonna give her a test. We'll fire it up. Make sure that auger's turning. And again, if you start blowing snow and if it seems to be slipping, that just means that your belt wasn't tight enough. So you'll have to go and adjust that tensioner. So again, if it does slip, you have to adjust that tensioner there. Just tighten the belt in a little bit and you'll be good to go. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up if you want to. Anyways, enjoy. Have a good night.